Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the demo of Doom by Savage Thrust. This is their debut demo and it was released in 1985. Now, Savage Thrust is a band that didn't last too long, I think from 85 to around 90, or early 1990, like 1993-ish I think, but yeah, 85 to early 90s. But they were sort of a heavy metal slash thrash metal, not thrash metal, heavy metal slash speed metal band. Each thing they released had both elements of heavy metal and speed metal. Some releases went more towards heavy metal, some more towards speed metal, but both had pretty much both influences in there, or whatever. But anyway, so before I get into the demo, I'm gonna name off the band members really quick, which I actually have to open this up because the credits as well as the track listing are on the inside here. Michael Smith on vocals, Edmund Varlu on guitar, Pat Don Furrow on guitar, Bobby Botch on drums, and Jimmy Gelatinen on bass. Anyway, so hold on. Oh, actually, I'm gonna leave this out because like I said, the track listing is actually on the inside. Anyway, so the demo starts off with the song "Crown of Thorns." Yeah, honestly, this is probably the weakest track on here. This demo actually only consists of 4 tracks, and I don't know why they chose this one as the opening track. I mean, it's not terrible or anything, but it definitely is not as good as the other songs. Like this song, I think if it was put, either somewhere in the middle or near the end, but not quite at the end, I think would have been a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, it's an okay song, but also putting it as the opening track doesn't really help it that much, considering everything else that comes after it is way better. But yeah, it's okay. That's really all I have to say about it. But the next track, Mistress of the Night. Mistress of the Night is definitely my favorite song from here, and probably my favorite song they ever recorded. Oh, almost knocked that over. Anyway, it starts off with this really cool sort of chugging, catchy as hell riff. That's basically the main riff. The song also has some great catchy chorus, fantastic drum work, and probably the best solo they ever recorded. Overall, it is an absolutely fantastic song, and actually, I think this demo would have been a little bit better if this track started off the demo instead of Crown of Thorns, which again is not really that memorable of a song. But yeah, Mistress of the Night is a fantastic song. Next up is The Damage Is Done. This is my second favorite song from here. Super fast, super aggressive, very pummeling. It's a very pummeling drum sound on this one. Another great riff, another great solo, and probably the second best vocal performance by what's his name again? Michael Smith. Just a very great song. Another one that could have been a contender for a better album, not album opener, but I guess demo opener or just opening track, I guess. But yeah, just another fantastic song. I love how kind of like after the very first time the chorus hits, right when the basically the chorus part, of course, then the name of the song, which is in there as well. Michael Smith lets out this really sort of like demented, evil laugh that I don't know. It seems like it was unscripted and not really part of it. He just threw it in there, but it just adds so much to his vocal performance. Like, yeah, it's just a little bit. It only lasts for a very short, tiny, brief moment, but I don't know. It just adds to just the attitude of his vocals on this song. But yeah, overall, Damage Is Done is another fantastic song. Next up is the final track on here, Assassin. Another fantastic song, a great way to end the demo. Um, just another very sort of fast-paced song, just like the Damage is Done. Another just great riff, great vocal performance. Another awesome solo, and the drums again are amazing as well. Yeah, that ends the demo. So yeah, sorry this is a shorter review, but this demo is really only 4 tracks, but it also goes by pretty quickly. Even for a standard 4-track demo, it's pretty short. In runtime as well as track listing. But anyway, so first up, I want to mention is before I get to the artwork and everything, I do want to mention the the vocals on here. Yeah, Michael Smith has these really cool sort of kind of thrash metal, but also like not power metal, speed metal vocals. Like he kind of sounds like Bobby Blitz Ellsworth from Overkill, especially in terms of the first 2 Overkill albums. He kind of sounds like Bobby Blitz from the first 2 Overkill albums. He has sort of that sort of very similar sort of style of vocals. But yeah, I love those vocals. So yeah, of course I'd love this guy's vocals as well. Pretty similar. But also different enough to where they're where they stand out as well. Yeah, the instrumentation on here, like I said, with some releases are more heavy metal. Some releases are more speed metal. This is probably the perfect balance of both. Yeah, sure, it kind of slightly leans a bit towards heavy metal than speed metal on this one, but I think overall, for the most part, it has a good balance of both elements, whereas later stuff would have either more of one or the other. Anyway, so first off, with this packaging, I mean, there's not really much, there's not really much of artwork either, but I do really love this logo. Like, the logo is what really sort of, like, drew me in the first place. Only a couple months ago, I was reading the last issue of Slayer magazine, the hardcover copy that came with the Ancient Morbidity EP by Morbid. I was reading through that, and then I saw the like an interview on one of the pages of this band. I just saw the logo, and I was like, "Holy shit, that logo is fantastic!" And so I was reading the interview and stuff like that. And I was like, "I gotta check out this band." And they mentioned this demo, the demo of Doom, which I think is the only thing that was released at the time of the interview. I think it was an older interview or something. No, I'm totally off. It was a newer interview, but they were specifically talking about this demo for some reason, and mostly this one. I just saw this logo after, and then reading that, and I was just like, I gotta check this band out. Yeah, I'm glad that I did, because I was not disappointed, at least with their demo. Everything else after this is just kind of forgettable and kind of bland, but this is amazing. I also really love the 2 different fonts they used for the words. Of course, the word savage is in this very sort of like almost I know it's in black and not red, but it almost kind of looks like splattered blood, but it also kind of looks like almost like it's on fire, kind of. I don't know. It kind of looks like a mix between a blood splatter and the letters being made of fire, but of course it's in black, so I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to exactly be, but and then the word thrust down there is in this very sharp looking font, also really cool and sort of tilted. Yeah, there's not really any artwork, but I think the logo itself and then the title of the demo is good enough, because it's just a very eye-catching logo, especially when it's like sized up like this. Like when it's takes up the majority of the space here, it's just very cool. And then of course you get the logo down here, but in a sort of a regular sort of font. The cassette is literally just the standard blank recording cassette, just a blank white one with the with a Savage Thrust. All they did is really put like a sticker on here of their of the name of the band, and then the other side is blank. But also this is one of those cassettes that's single-sided. It's not two-sided. I mean, it has two sides, of course, but like the songs are only really on one side. Which is kind of good, because then if it's like two-sided, you would have to, play one side, rewind the other side, rewind it, then listen to the other side, then when you're done, rewind it again so you can go back to the first side. Anyway, overall, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Really, my only complaint is the first track. Crown of Thorns, like I said, is just very bland. But it's not terrible, but it is, again, very much a more weak song compared to the others. And yeah, it's just okay-ish. But really, that's my only complaint. Everything else on here is fantastic. Again, the other three songs, the vocals, the guitar work, the guitar riffs and solos, the drumming. The bass is mostly auto on it, but it doesn't really stand out compared to the other instruments. Or it doesn't stand out that much compared to the other instruments. It's there, but it's nothing fantastic or anything, or anything like that. But yeah, definitely highly recommended if you like, heavy metal / speed metal. You like the hybrid of the two, especially from the mid '80s. This is definitely something you should track down. I got this for only about like $70-ish in very good condition. Like the audio is near pristine. Like I don't think this was played much. Even though, the case is definitely cracked a little bit and kind of worn, but it's just pretty much from age. Like I said, the audio was pretty, not like pristine, but like it of course it has, the grit to it, and it's kind of, it has a little bit of age to it, but I don't think this was played either at all or just not a lot, because there's no disintegration, there's no audio distortion or like audio disintegration to it. Like it sounds like it hasn't been played very much, so that's good. It doesn't sound, the audio doesn't sound degraded at all. Almost something I forgot. I love this little note in here they have at the very bottom. It just says, it has the P.O. box and stuff like that, Staten Island, New York, or whatever. But at the very bottom, it just says, "Play this fucker loud." I love that. It's a little personal touch they put in. Anyway. Yeah. Definitely highly recommended. So that's it for this video. Like I said, I'm sorry that this is a shorter video, but again, it's a pretty short demo in terms of tracks and runtime. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.